have to go back a ways, Adam, to remember this much excitement. It'd be back in the R.C. Slocum days when things were going well for us back in the old Southwest Conference. Obviously, we haven't had a whole lot of success since we won the Big 12 championship by beating Kansas State and St. Louis back in the late 90s. But no, being number 9 in one poll and number 8 in the other preseason, that's quite an honor. But obviously, you got to go out and get it done on the field. Those rankings mean absolutely nothing unless you win your football games. And right now, the concentration's on SMU. SMU's got a good ball club. So their quarterback's on the Manning watch list. They've got 16 of their top 20 tacklers back. But at the same time, we're coming back with a lot of folks from last year's team that finished strong. Had some big wins down the stretch. Did run into a little bit of a speed bump there against LSU in the Cotton Bowl, but no, we are excited. I think this is going to be a great year for Coach Sherman, for the coaches, and especially for these players. I do remember the last time there was this much buzz, and we plummeted in the rankings after the first couple of weeks, so we're hopeful that history doesn't repeat itself. I think that it doesn't matter where you start the season. It matters where you end the season. I think you still got to go out and play the games. Would love to see us be competitive. Would love to see us live up to that ranking, if not even better. But and, you know, it's going to be a tough game, and you know, it doesn't matter how good your recruiting class is. It doesn't matter where you're ranked in August. It matters where you're ranked in January. So let's hope that we can continue that. But it certainly is really cool to be part of the Aggie Nation right now. The fans, you can tell they're excited because we sold more season tickets than we've sold in the history of the program. So that says the fans are excited about it. I had a coach say this to me one time, and I thought this is pretty good if you think of it. We look good on paper, but we don't play the game on paper. And so you've got to go out and make it happen on the field. And Mike's a guy that every time something has come up about something down the road, well, you got the Arkansas game, you got the Oklahoma game, you know, he goes, no, the only team we're concerned with right now is SMU. And that's where you build your momentum. You go out there and you play well against SMU. We get a week off after that, and then Idaho comes in. So you just build momentum as each game goes by. And one of our RC used to say this all the time, that you make your greatest improvement from your first game to your second game. And so we'll see how we do against SMU. And they'll come in fired up. That's a team that we used to play back in the old Southwest Conference days, and they're not going to take us lightly, and we're not going to take them lightly. If it was up to me, I would absolutely say go to the SEC at this point in time. You bet.
Why is that?
Well, I think that it offers up a lot of wonderful opportunities. I think it helps us from a recruiting standpoint. I think it gives us a different level of credibility. I think that it just offers up a whole new world of opportunity. It's a little more competitive conference, and I think we'd take our lumps for a little while. I think it would probably be pretty rotten for a couple of years, but I think eventually, if you can take your licks and get up and fight through it and be competitive in that conference, I think you're going to be better off top to bottom than you are being in the same spot in the Big 12.
I know there's not a huge soft spot in your heart for those burnt orange brothers.
Sure.
If the Ags do jump to the SEC and that rivalry doesn't exist in the football field anymore, would you miss the rivalry? Not necessarily miss the Longhorns, but would you miss the rivalry that is at Thanksgiving weekend?
Absolutely. I would love to see that tradition continue. I think that Longhorns, despite being a substandard pain-in-the-ass university, I think that they do offer a lot in the tradition and the history of that rivalry. I think it's a special place. Even if for dollars or whatever, it didn't happen on Thanksgiving, I think it would be really cool to continue that tradition.